Congratulations are in order for our Claire Barrett, who has been named Broadcaster of the Year by the Headline Money Awards. Well done, Claire. There it is in all its glory. Congratulations. This is a big moment for you.
It's a massive moment.
I know you've really taken this to heart.
It's a really important story that we've covered on Lorraine about bereaved relatives and the nightmare they face trying to shut down accounts when somebody dies, whether that's a bank account or utilities accounts. That was just one of the stories that we covered on my podcast, Money Clinic, and on the show that the judges said was something that they wanted to really highlight. So thank you to everyone who've sent in their stories about this, because it's still sadly so widespread. So we'll keep covering all of these things.
And yes, exactly. And you're the voice of the people that don't always get heard, and that's exactly what it is. It's brilliant, Claire. Well, congratulations. Very well deserved. OK, back to other news. So the Royals have had a pay rise.
They have. Well, I mean, this
Do we call it that, a pay rise?
Technically, no. I mean, the nation's richest family, or what, you know, one of them, they have to publish their accounts and how they make money. Now, they've got this company called the Crown Estate, which owns, for example, did you know the royal family own the seaside? Well, they own like around 12 miles of the seashore around the outside of the British Isles. And of course, they've made a lot of money, just over £1 billion, through leasing out that land to wind farms. That's been a big money spinner for them, no pun intended. And also, they're the landlord to most of Regent Street in the West End. Not everybody knows that. So they've brought in a record amount of money, I think 1.1 billion, and they get to keep more of that than they would normally do. The rest all goes to the Treasury. So they're being allowed to keep £132 million this year, and that's because the refurbishment of the East Wing of Buckingham Palace, which opened last summer, cost a lot more than expected. This is the part of the palace that has the balcony where we famously see the royals. The electricity bill for Buckingham Palace more than doubled last year. £2.2 million they had to pay to keep the lights on. And so, unsurprisingly, the new king is deploying lots of greener measures. So we're going to see solar panels going up on some of the palaces. They're also converting the royal Bentleys to be able to run on biofuel in the future, and also investing in 2 new helicopters, which will be able to do the same. Now, they spent over £1 million on helicopter journeys last year, the accounts have shown. But then when you look at the cost per person to people in the UK, the Royals cost us £1.29 each, if you include the Buckingham Palace refurbishments, or just 79 pence each if you don't. So I would say they're pretty good value for money.
Interesting. OK, fair enough. That's what's happening there. Solar panels and Buckingham Palace, who knew? Now, we've all been talking about this worldwide IT outage. It's been incredible, the impact it's had. But it's having even more of a sinister result.
Yeah, so the government's National Cyber Security Centre is warning people to be really vigilant for a rise in scams, because, of course, we know scammers are inventive. And this hands them the perfect foil to contact us, posing as, you know, official organisations and saying, well, due to the cyber outage, which, of course, everybody has heard of, we've lost some of your details, Christine, and, you know, could you click on this link in a text, or respond to this email and tell us your address, your date of birth, your bank details. It's called phishing with a PH, because they're hooking information from us. We think we're giving it to a trusted company or organisation, but actually it's going to the scammers, and they'll use it against us in the future to try and con us out of money. So big warning to be extra vigilant in the weeks to come. OK,
yes, and as you say, that'll happen quickly. They'll pick the phones up soon, so just be on it. This is interesting. Cash making a comeback. We're sort of thought we were jumping up towards a cashless society, but it looks like people are starting to bring it back.
Well, yes, they are, and also very timely with that cyber outage, because many people found that cash was the only way they could pay when the digital systems went down. So, you know, we need it for resilience, but also there's been this big jump in cash use, with 66% more people saying that they conduct the majority of their purchases in cash. Now, looking into this, it's people who are on the lowest incomes, older people often, who are the most drawn to cash use, and there's some obvious reasons for that. The first one is budgeting. When you've spent your cash, you know it's gone, you know where you are. But also, digital exclusion. It costs a lot of money to have a smartphone to be able to do digital banking and digital payments. So it's very important that we keep cash. And the financial regulator this week has revealed plans to safeguard cash. They are going to force the banks where there are no banks and no cash points in towns to either open banking hubs or have cash points in places that can demonstrate that there's a need. So finally, we're getting this legislation. Let's see how it comes into force.
Very interesting. More scam warnings, unfortunately, and it's with QR codes.
Yes, so if you don't know what a QR code is, those little squares that are full of little pixelated dots. Now, Greater Manchester Police this time have issued a warning. Lots and lots of people being scammed, particularly in car parks. You go into a car park and, of course, get the cashless society.
Exactly, which is so annoying.
No more cards and coin payments on the card meter. You've got to download an app. So lots of places try and make it easier so you can scan a QR code to download the app. But then what the scammers are doing is sticking on a fake QR code, especially in car parks. And then you go through to a site, you give your payment details. You could get doubly stung by this because not only are they taking your money fraudulently, but you haven't paid for the parking.
So you'll get a ticket as
well? So
well?
then you might get a ticket. So this is why the police have issued this warning. So be really, really careful when you're in a car park. Do have a look to see if anything has been stuck on. And, to be really safe, download the app.
That's a
the
very
long
good
way
warning,
around.
Claire. Exactly. That's very good with summer holidays and everything. That makes perfect sense. And speaking of summer holidays,
yes.
we all love an ice cream, don't we?
We do.
There's some bad news for us ice cream
The
lovers.
cost of ice cream crisis. New report by which it says branded ice creams like Solero and Magnum sold in the supermarkets. Prices have gone up to 38% in some cases, but it's done a blind taste test and it reckons that the supermarket own brand products, which cost half as much, taste just as good.
Right.
So there you are.
We have to let a 5-year-old decide. That's what I would say
yes.
to that. Thank you so much, Claire, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Very, very well deserved. That's incredible. You made me think of ice cream now, but anyway.